Hello everyone, this is my Cattleya mossiae semi-alba, and it just opened its last 3 flowers today, and they look gorgeous. This is, I've had this plant since 2008, I think, and I got it from Exotic Orchids of Maui, and I've divided it several times. And these 3 flowers here, the new ones, aren't that big. They're maybe 5 inches. They're not huge. The older ones are a little bigger, but these back dorsal sepals end up flopping over, and I think it might be because they're a little bit old. I don't know, or it's too warm. They do that after they've been open for a while. That dorsal sepal flops back. This plant is it's a decent sized plant. Maybe from the bottom of the pot to the top of the topmost leaf, it's maybe 2 feet. It's not a little plant, but it's not huge. But I do suspect that this plant's going to get taller now that that I've got better light. And the fragrance on these is really nice. It's sweet floral fragrance that it's hard to describe. It's a nice Cattleya fragrance. And the way that they bloomed out this time, let me see if I can't see what I'm filming. I've got like a circle of flowers. If those 2 older ones had been facing out to the outside of the plant, it would have made a perfect circle. It would have been really, really pretty. So this is an intermediate grower. Mine is growing warm, which is probably why it's blooming right now in June. Normally it blooms the first, or at the end of mid-March to the 1st of April about. I've never got a chance to show it at the Orchid Show because it's always finished blooming right when the Orchid Show starts. It's got many new growths all at once, and it's looking pretty shrivelly. See there? It needs repotting, and it's been in the same pot for years and years in hydroton pellets, but not growing semi-hydroponically. It's just in that media, and I don't think they like it as much as growing regularly semi-hydroponically, or I don't know, because when that media dries out, every time it dries, the pellets hold onto salts, and so I think there's some root loss in there that is causing this, because I do have good humidity, but it's picking up. It's making all these new growths that are all gonna root soon or start rooting. I think one of them, yeah, this one has started rooting. So this is, I hate it when they bloom when they're starting to make new roots, because it's a crappy time to repot. Hopefully though, if I can just scoot it out of that pot and maybe shake off some of the old stuff and stick it in a new pot. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 3, 4. This is a newly matured growth. It's kind of small. 4 new growths, I think. So it's starting to put out multiples at the same time, which is really nice because they rebound from trauma pretty quickly. Okay, so this is an intermediate grower. I forgot to talk about that. I've not had inhibition of blooming with high temperatures. My night temperatures don't get below maybe 70, 72, which is warm. It has, I think, delayed the blooming, although I'm not totally sure that that's the reason why. I've got LEDs with far red light that comes on at night, and it kind of changes the photo period. So I'm not entirely sure why this happened. My maximas are also blooming really late this year. But it is a really pretty orchid. It's got a beautiful fragrance. The fragrance of mine is not really strong, but I have heard that it is, or have read that it is. So I'm not sure, like, if mine is just a not very smelly individual. The flowers on these, I think, can get up to 6 inches, which is quite large. Mine never get that big. Even the big ones never get that big. So I just wanted to show this off because this is its best blooming I've ever had from it, the most flowers, and it's really nice. Again, I contribute that all to the LEDs, the bright light LEDs that I have now. They do okay. Mine did okay in a west-facing window, but a south would probably be best. The more light you can give them, the better, as long as you don't burn them. I think that's one problem with sunlight. If you've got sunlight, you could only give them so much before they get too hot, and if you've got low humidity and you try to do fans, then you're going to dry them out badly. So that's the really great thing about LEDs, is they don't put out a lot of heat. They put out tons and tons of light, and you don't have to worry about them drying out your plants as much as like T5s. I grew this under T5s for years, and it would bloom and maybe give me like 2 flowers, but it didn't do well, and I never got multiple flowers. Like this plant has already bloomed I think 2 other times this year. It did this kind of thing where it would rest. It would like grow a pseudobulb, rest a little bit, and then bloom. And it just kind of bloomed on every pseudobulb as they matured, instead of like taking a rest and then blooming all at once like they're supposed to. But I really can't complain because I've got flowers out of this plant 3 times now this year, which is really rather nice. So yeah, we'll see how big this gets in the next year. I think this new growth here is going to get pretty big, and then it'll probably send out another flush of growth soon after this. Yeah, so sorry, I'm kind of mumbling. I love this though. Look how pretty. Look at that, and look at the colors in this lip. It's just beautiful, beautiful. Maybe I can take it and maybe I can get one in the sun real quick here. Get one in the sun without... I don't know if that's gonna focus, but there we go. That's my beautiful Cattleya mossiae. Thanks for watching.